Okay, so we say a lot of prayers every day, and repetition. And so I'm always trying to keep my mind fresh with the prayers, and it's hard because I get kind of complacent because they're so familiar. So it's kind of an ongoing practice to try and stay awake to them. And so I try to take a line of one and kind of work with it to kind of keep fresh with it, try to deepen my understanding of it. And so I've been working with the four Immeasurables, the first line, may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. And I've just been really kind of meditating on just the concept of bias. And just to think about what the experience would be like in a day if the mind was free of bias. To just kind of try that on for a minute. And for me, I would have a lot of space in my mind, and I'd have a lot of energy, I think, because there's just a lot of criticism and judgment and disapproval and comparing that just arises. It's pretty habitual. And so I aspire to the mind that is free of bias. And I think, when I think about how do I work on that, the first thing for me is to recognize when my mind is in that state, and then really check up how I feel when my mind is going down that track. And when I check up, I'm not happy. I'm creating unhappiness for others, and I'm creating negative karma when my mind is in that state. And so then I think it's on that basis then that leads to wanting to turn that mind. Because if you don't investigate it, it's just all words. But if you really start thinking about, the last time my mind was hooked on criticizing in my mind somebody's whatever it was, what they were doing, or what they said, whatever. And then feel, what's that feel like? What's the feeling tone when I'm in that state? Not happy at all. And so then, how to turn it? Well, I think it has to be more than just an intellectual kind of activity. This is where compassion comes in to the path. It's so important. They say compassion is important at the beginning and at the middle and at the end of the path. And this is, I think, a good example of that. I have to feel with my heart that I don't want to experience the suffering of a mind that is biased, and I don't want to feel with my heart the result of being biased and what that causes for others. And it's on that basis then that I have the momentum to want to change my behaviors. And so then it's a matter of recognizing when my mind is in that state, reminding myself of how this isn't how I want to operate, and then turning the mind from that. And if it's something that's quite persistent because of the self-centeredness that gets activated when the mind is in that state, then oftentimes I'll just internally in my mind firmly, not with anger and not with harshness, but just firmly, just say very loud in my mind, stop. And that kind of gets my attention, stop. This is causing suffering for yourself and others, stop. And that often gets me off of then the track, whatever it is, and I can kind of pull back from all that content and get out of it so that I can name what it is. You know, it's just a biased mind. And then that seems to work. And I think just like we say the prayers in a repetitive manner, we also work on the transforming of the mind in this same repetitive manner.